Yes. Okay, I can finally take this patch off. Hold on. Also, this is truly like the first time I'm taking off this patch. So I don't really, and I'm doing it for the camera. I'm not in front of a mirror, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri and welcome back to DimitriTube. Today we are putting the U back in YouTube. We are talking about my eye Stye. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you have been seeing this lump on my eyeball for a while now. But I have great news. I finally got surgery and it's all taken care of. Currently, right now, you may see a little bit of a lump. I don't know. We'll see where I'm editing the video. Y'all may not even notice. I just had the surgery the other day and it's still healing. Also, in this video, I normally have my ring light like much brighter, but my eye's still a little sensitive, so I just cannot take it if it's super bright, so I lowered it. I hope this video looks okay. So for about a few months now, I've had a Stye in my eye. You've probably noticed it in videos. And due to the lighting, it looks worse on YouTube videos than it did in person. So today is Friday and I had surgery to get it removed on Wednesday. I was actually gonna make this video before I went to surgery, but work was crazy and I ran out of time. And this was a very minor surgery. I actually drove home after the appointment with only one eye, but I still drove. And quick disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. If you are having an eye issue, please go see your local trusted eye doctor. I am just some random guy yapping on the internet, so do not take this as medical advice. Now let's get into the lore. Last July, I started having this like lump on my eye. I truly just thought it was like some swelling, maybe it was a mosquito bite, so I just ended up putting a little bit of ice on it. And this is where I initially went wrong. If you have swelling pretty much on any other part of your body, ice will probably reduce it. But it was on my eyes, so it was a Stye, which at the time I did not know. And when you have a Stye, you want to put heat on it. Heat is what's gonna reduce it. I ended up waiting a couple weeks to see if it would go away, and it did not go away. Now, I'm American, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're American, but if you're not, going to the doctor to deal with something very minor like this can be very annoying. I truly thought it was a small lump on my eye, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna go away in a few weeks. Let me just wait and see if it goes away. And I did not want to take a half a day off work, go to the doctor just for them to tell me, oh, this is gonna go away on its own in a week. The next reason I decided to wait is because, so I had LASIK done about 12 years ago, and I got the warranty for it. And to keep the warranty, you have to do an annual eye exam, which I do every year in the fall. So I was gonna go to the eye doctor in the fall anyway. So I was like, oh, let me just wait and see if it goes away before then, and I'll deal with this when I have my exam. Also, I just knew there was gonna be some bullshit in dealing with this, so I would have rather just waited to the fall when I was going anyway. Now, do not quote me on the timing because I don't specifically remember. I think I got the Stye like late July, and then I had a fairly busy August, like my job was just busy at that time, and then towards the end of August, I went to Berlin, so I really just didn't have time to go in August. So as soon as I got back from Berlin, I was like, oh, I'm gonna schedule this appointment, because also people were asking me about the Stye in Berlin, which I'm gonna tell you about later in the video. I call my eye doctor to schedule an appointment, and when I'm on the phone with the receptionist, I explained to her, oh yeah, I need an annual exam. And then I also tell her about my Stye. And then the receptionist tells me, oh, you'll have to schedule 2 appointments, 1 medical and 1 annual exam. And at this point, I'm just like, what the f? Why do I need 2 separate appointments? Like, are these both not medical appointments? Is a doctor not gonna be looking at my eye at both of these appointments? Like, why does this need to be separate? Next, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button. And not only that, I live in DC, but the eye doctor is in Alexandria. If you're not familiar with the area, it's in Virginia. And just, it's already annoying to have to do 1 appointment, but to do 2 is making this even more annoying, especially because eye appointments tend to be like really quick. So I don't fight with the receptionist or anything. Like, I just don't have the patience. So I just schedule my annual eye exam like I normally do. And my thought process is, I'm just gonna go to my annual eye exam and I'm gonna be like, look at this huge lump on my eye. What do I do? Cause like, what is she gonna do? Just ignore it while I'm there and then be like, oh, you need to make a second medical appointment? Like, that would be crazy if she did that. And I totally get it. This specific eye doctor, they do a lot of stuff in this one office and they have multiple locations. They do LASIK, they do normal appointments, they do contacts, they do glasses. And I'm sure 70% of that isn't even covered by insurance, which makes this even more complicated. And specifically the receptionists at this office do not do medical billing. So I get it. Like, the receptionists do not want to say the wrong thing and get in trouble. Like, it's very much watch one of those offices where it's like, oh, if you have a billing question.
Here you go. This is the number to our billing office. If you have a billing specific question, please reach out to them.
And this video is not about to be a critique on the American healthcare system, but like here in America, we have one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world because doctors can specialize in a way here that they cannot do in other countries. But it's a double-edged sword because at the same time, it can make it confusing for patients like me who just need to deal with something super simple. So in my situation, I have an eye Stye, which should be a simple medical appointment, but it may not necessarily be an annual appointment, but like, is the doctor not looking at my eye regardless? So fast forward, the Stye does not go away and I end up going to Germany with the Stye. This was a trip I had planned for a while and I already paid for it, so I don't care, I'm going. And in this video right here, this is probably the worst it looked. Yo, so I've had this Stye in my eye for like a month now and I'm in Berlin and somebody was like, go to the pharmacy. And by the way, when I was in Germany, Europeans just do not understand the American healthcare system. Like, they were shocked I had not gone to the doctor sooner. And I was trying to explain how it's annoying, you gotta take off work, and then it's tougher to see a specialist, etc. And they just didn't get it. And while I was in Germany, a couple people told me to go to the pharmacist there because they have free healthcare and the pharmacists there can do a bit more than pharmacists can in the United States. And while I was there, the pharmacist ended up giving me eye drops, but that shit did not work. Shout out to American healthcare. But in defense of Europe, the eye drops were like 9 euros, so that's like $10 or $11. But to get similar eye drops in the United States, it's like $16. So they did have an advantage there. And quick sidebar, just like concert tickets, I feel like eye drops should not be as expensive as they are. Like, I feel like they should be $8, not $16. But that's a whole separate topic and a whole separate video. Anyways, I get home from Germany and I go to schedule an appointment, and of course, nothing is available for the next 3 weeks. And one of my friends, when they saw the Stye, they were like, oh, I get Styes like these sometimes. I think I have some ointment. Do you want to use it? And I was like, yes, I would love to use this appointment. I would love for this Stye to go away before I actually have to go to this appointment. So I used the ointment, and of course, I realized I'm incorrectly putting it in for like a week and a half. But the Stye has moved from like the top of my eye towards like the lid, I don't know what it's called, where the hairs are. So it was like, I guess that was improvement. And sorry, y'all, at this point, I should probably tell y'all what an eye Stye is. And this definition is legit because I asked the doctor about it. So a Stye is a painful red bump on the edge of your eyelid, similar to an acne pimple. A Stye forms when a tiny oil gland near your eyelashes becomes blocked and gets infected. Styes are very common, and in many cases, you can manage them at home, but some cases may require treatment by an eye care provider. And of course, mine was not simply treated. I had to go see my eye care provider. And just a heads up, my eye Stye was not painful at all. Like, it was more just an eyesore to look at, and it just didn't feel great if you would like touch it, but I never experienced any pain. Maybe like a little bit of eye dryness, but that's about it. Somebody also asked me this, they were like, is it contagious? No, it's like a pimple in your eye, so they are not contagious. It's not like having pink eye. And the reason you put a warm compress on it instead of a cold compress is because you want the oils within that gland to heat up so they'll finally release. So I finally get the opportunity to go to the eye doctor. I think this was like early October, and she gives me some ointment and it makes your eye very shiny, but I work from home for the most part, so it wasn't really like a big deal. And this was after I showed her the ointment that my friend gave me, and she gave me a different ointment that was like stronger and also had like an anti-inflammatory, so it would reduce the Stye. And this ointment worked very well. It definitely was the best treatment out of everything I had been doing. So I used this ointment for about 3 weeks, and the doctor told me to have a follow-up in 3 weeks to see where we're at. So I go to the follow-up appointment 3 weeks later, and there's still a small lump there. And for the most part, when I'm in person, nobody can notice this lump. It's pretty unnoticeable. The only time it is noticeable is when I'm filming YouTube videos. I'm sure when you were watching my videos, it looked really bad, but I swear in person, it didn't look that bad. And then also at this point, the lump was pretty hard. It wasn't like a soft lump. So the doctor was like, yeah, that lump is probably not gonna go away on its own. I recommend you have surgery for it. And I was like, I just wanna move on with my life at this point. So I was like, yes, sign me up for surgery as soon as you can. And of course, the only available appointment was about 3 to 4 weeks later towards late November. Now we have made made it full circle, and this is me removing my eye bandage about 3 hours after the surgery. And this is exclusive because this is truly the first time I'm removing the bandage. Yes, okay, I can finally take this patch off. Hold on. Also, this is truly like the first time I'm taking off this patch. So I don't really, and I'm doing it for the camera. I'm not in front of a mirror, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So if I look crazy, I'm sorry. Gosh, darn it. Ah, God. I mean, darn it. You put this tape on tight. Ow. I look hella crazy. But I can see. So that's good. Okay, this light is too bright. We're gonna cut it here. And that's all I got for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the story of my eye Stye, and I pray none of you get one. It was very annoying and I was dealing with it for months. Right now it is currently Friday night and I had my surgery Wednesday night. So far, I'm pretty sure the surgery went a little well. I think my eye still looks a little bit swollen. Let me know below in the comments because I think from the way I'm filming, it looks fine. I'm just so happy the lump is gone and I can move on with my life. The doctor gave me some drops and just said, use these drops for 5 days. So hopefully after a week, the swelling will be completely gone and I'll be back to normal. And sorry, a little bit about the surgery. It was very easy. It took maybe like 20 minutes. Most of the time, it was just waiting for the drops to make your eyes numb. The surgery was a little painful. I don't want to say painful, may not even be the word. Maybe annoying is more the word. It was slightly painful, but it was more so annoying because again, the doctor is literally working on your eyelid. So, and you have to be awake during the surgery because it's on your eye. They just put a lot of numbing agents on your eye. So like, I'm pretty sure you can't feel it, but again, they're working on your eye. So it's a lot of weird sensations, but basically they just numb your eye and they use some sort of apparatus to just scoop it out. And I did not ask too many details on this because when it comes to medical procedures, you cannot tell me the details. If I read into the details, it's gonna make me not even want to do the surgery. So I just walk in there, I'm like, fix me doctor, I trust you, okay, cool. And that's all I got for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one, bye.